Hi guys, this is Becca with So You Want to Be Skinny. This is my co-anchor Nigel. He wants to be a movie star. I don't know if you ever noticed, sometimes I have my dog or my cat, it's usually him in my vlogs, so that's who he is. Don't get weight loss tips from him because he does not know how to lose weight. He enjoys sleeping and eating and not really running around as much. Anyway, so I'm sorry that I haven't had vlogs over the last couple weeks. I am also going through my own journey still. I mean, it's something that you're always going through. It's not something that just ends when you hit your goal weight. It's something that you're always working on and figuring out and trying to figure out how to make yourself better. And I think that's the purpose of life anyway, is you start at one spot and you make a lot of mistakes until you make yourself as best of a person as you can be. And I think this is just one aspect of that. Today I want to talk about something that I have come across myself and that I think other people deal with as well, and I think it's pretty pertinent to weight loss and the journey long term. And that is less does not always equal more. And I mean this in a few ways. Um, so recently I had a friend who has started dieting, and their initial idea, which was also mine, and I think I see a lot of people go through it, their initial idea is that you have to consume less to lose weight, which in theory is true. Most of us, I think, though, overeat or eat way more than we realize we're eating. I think I talked about this last time. Somebody would say, I feel, I didn't really eat, today, and I had actually had, a couple brownies or some goldfish, and to me that's not a lot because it doesn't look like a lot of food, but it is a lot of calories in a small concentration. This happens a lot with dried fruits and with nuts and seeds as well, with nut butters, which is why people tend to associate them with gaining weight, I think. And so a lot of people think, less, like a lot less is more. So if people say I should eat 1,200 calories, if I cut that in half and eat 600, well, then I'll lose weight in half the time. And I'm going to tell you today that that is a bad idea and why it's a bad idea. And part of the reason that that's a bad idea is that when people weigh themselves on the scale, they're not looking at the bigger picture. Somewhere along the line, at some point or for whatever reason, we started associating scale weight with fat and fat loss. So if I lost a pound, it means I lost a pound of fat. If I lost 10 pounds, I lost 10 pounds of fat. I'm getting skinnier. I'm doing better. And the truth is that just because you've lost 10 pounds, it doesn't mean that it all comes from fat. So they say all these fad diet things that say lose 12 pounds in 12 days, lose a pound a day. First of all, when you step on the scale's measuring a couple different things. It's measuring your bone mass, it's measuring your lean mass, which is your muscles, your heart, your organs, your intestines, everything. It's measuring your fat, obviously, and it's also measuring the water you've consumed, if you drink a lot of waters or sodas, etc., juices, whatever, tea. It's also the food you've eaten that day. So if you weigh yourself in the morning after you've taken a shower and had a pee, chances are you're going to be significantly less than if you weigh yourself right before bed and you've eaten all day, you've drank hopefully enough water, and your body is full. If you worked out that day and you've drank water, your body is retaining the water in your muscles, etc. So your scale is weighing a lot of different things, but we associate it with fat. And so when we start cutting our calories and we start cutting them below, actually below your BMR, which is the rate at which your body burns calories, were you in a coma and were you not able to even move your arm? Like the second you wake up to getting out of bed to be like, oh, I need to go check my heart rate, your heart rate's gonna elevate. So your BMR is the base heart rate is the base amount of calories that you burn in a day based on your age, your weight, and your height. And so the smaller you get, the lower the BMR is because your body has less to move, it functions differently. But a lot of people think, and happens a lot with anorexics, and now just because you do this does not mean you're anorexic. There's a lot of things that go into that, but a lot of people do, and especially anorexics, is they're scared of the number of calories they eat. So when I first started calorie counting, and this is like 2.5, almost 3 years ago, I was trying Slim Fast diet, didn't work, was terrible. I know some people it worked for, did not work for me. Anyway, I was scared to eat over 900 calories because I thought that was a lot. 900 is a big number. And when I would read that you're supposed to eat 12 at least, I was really confused. But at the 900 calories, I wasn't even losing weight. And there's a lot of factors that go into that, but one of them being that when you start eating below that BMR especially, you stop having, your body doesn't just burn fat. So you start eating, to think about eating over these 1,200 calories seems like a lot, or even over this 13. But the thing is if you don't eat over this BMR, because you're obviously exerting more energy than that, or at least eating your BMR, your body doesn't just go after the fat, it also goes after the muscle. It goes after the most readily available source of energy that it can. And so that's not just going to come from your fat. Now, if it were, we'd have a lot of really skinny people walking around. But we don't. And the reason is that it's not just taking your fat, it's also taking your muscle. That's why a lot of people suggest eating healthy, eating a clean diet, and then on top of that, exercising. If you create a calorie deficit with the energy you expend by exercising, but eating a normal amount of food a day, you will lose weight. Yes, it will be slow. Yes, it will take time, but at the very least, you're still in a deficit. Your diet is clean, so your body can actually digest the food. You're getting the nutrients you need. And just because it might make sense just not to eat at all, your body needs food. It's fuel. It's what keeps you going every day. It's what keeps you moving. And to cut it so low does not mean you're going to get the results you want. And I can speak from experience. I did that. I cut my calories very low. And I came to a point where I had lost a significant amount of weight, but I still had the belly I wanted to get rid of. I still had fat on my sides. My body was still holding on to that fat. And it was actually getting rid of a lot of the muscle that I had. And so I had to come up with something different. I had to try something different. It wasn't working the way I thought that it would. And so even if you're scared to eat more food, at the end of the day, you're not going to get the results you want by eating too low. Now, overeating, I'm not saying to overeat. I'm saying eat a normal amount of food a day. Figure out how much you're putting in your body. Figure out how much food you're eating. How many calories. A handful of goldfish may very well be the same amount of calories as eating a huge salad and veggies and having some nuts on the side or something like that. Don't reach for the crap. Reach for the foods that are healthy, and you'll be able to eat plenty, and you'll feel full, and you'll actually be happy, and you'll have the energy that you need, and your body will have the vitamins that you need. So just remember, as I've said, less doesn't always equal more, and it's okay to have some sort of a deficit, but be very, very careful that your deficit doesn't go below what you need day to day to survive. So I am Rebecca with So You Want to Be Skinny, and hopefully I'll hear from you guys soon within your comments or messages or what you would love for me to talk about, things you're struggling with, and good luck on your journey. I shall do a video again pretty soon, I hope. Thanks.